One of the things that terrifies people about nuclear energy is the possibility of a nuclear meltdown. Now, that is actually what happened with 3 Mile Island and with Fukushima. In both cases, those reactors did not release enough radioactivity to produce any measurable medical effects in the Japanese public or the people around 3 Mile Island. Here's a nice reference from the United Nations where they assess that, and here's one from the World Health Organization where they assess the same thing. Fukushima, it did release a lot of radioactivity, but it still wasn't enough to produce measurable medical effects in the Japanese public. And that might seem strange, right? Why then would they tell people to evacuate? The reason why is that we're very, very conservative when it comes to radiation safety. To put that in context, the EPA here in the United States can issue a recommendation to a governor to initiate evacuation if the public can receive as much as 1 rem per year from the radioactivity. Now, 1 rem, that's about the dose that you would get, say, from a CT scan to the torso, the hip, or the head, or possibly even a nuclear medicine scan for the heart. So it's not a big dose, and it's well below anything that we've ever seen any measurable medical effects from. But that's just us being very conservative. It's more than an order of magnitude below the levels of dose that would be required to see any effects. But then you might say, well, why are you asking me to move? It's because we're just that conservative. That's the way the regulations are written, both for nuclear facilities and for the public. We're extremely conservative, but it doesn't mean that it's dangerous or bad. It means that that's just the level of protection that is being expected for the public from the government. And so what happened with Fukushima was that the only people that died were from the panicked evacuation. When they were asked to move at this level, the EPA can also do it as high as 5 rem, which is a legal radiation dose to a worker in a year. The EPA would issue a recommendation between 1 and 5 rem, usually around 2. But again, the point is that the same kind of regulations are what they use around the world for an evacuation zone, where you say, well, we don't want the public receiving these doses. Now, another point that might help contextualize this is that the average radiation dose, say in the US, that you get just from all natural sources combined is around 1/3 of a rem per year, right around that range. And so 1 rem per year, it's not that much higher than what you're already getting from natural background. And when you average in all medical exposures, it's about 2/3 of a rem that we get every year just being a US citizen. And so that just shows the level of conservatism that we have when we build nuclear reactors and we issue safety recommendations and safety guidelines. So I hope that helps contextualize it. Why is it that when it's not really that dangerous, people are terrified of it? Hopefully that explains it. Thanks for watching. Bye.